Wow, I'm really hoping you're dropping those Twitch Prime subs, the Prime Gaming. Hit me with that bad boy. That's how we fund the show. $2.50 at a time. That's what you love to see, folks. And now you're really going to love to see our upcoming guest. He's a young gun, a stunner, an menace, a land champion, and maybe at the end of the show, my new friend. Everybody give it up for CoJoMo! Woo! I think we got it, right? Are you on here? What is going on, dude? How are you feeling, man?
I'm feeling a bit under the weather, but you know, I love your energy, so it's making me feel a lot better.
I'll try and revive you with that by just a lot of yelling. We'll see if that makes any difference. Yeah, so you told me that you just got up from a nap. I think it was like half an hour ago, bro. That really tells me that you are in college right now.
Yeah, man. Today's been a rough day. I mean, we're getting through it though. I still got assignments to do. I got finals to get done, so the grind's not over. But yes, I was napping during the evening today.
Hey, that's all good, man. I mean, it's a Friday night. You're feeling under the weather. It's totally understandable. So I mean, I guess I want to talk about that a little bit more. So you're a CS player. Would you consider yourself a pro or like semi-pro? Where would you place yourself?
You know, it's always a hard thing to ask, but I honestly consider myself a pro. You know, like we play in high tier tournaments. I'm playing against teams that are salaried. I don't know if you caught our match last night. We can push these teams that are, you know, top 40, top 50 in the world very far. So, you know, by all means, I consider myself a pro, and I may not be as high as I want to be, but I'm working up there. So, of course.
Yeah, man. No, the match against, what was it? Team 1, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, that was overtime, super close on the second map. You know, that's some solid shit, dude. And you know, you are collegiate all at the same time, so those are kind of split responsibilities, right?
Oh yeah, man. It can be hard to balance all the aspects of your life, and especially because I'm trying to content create on top of everything, so it can be hard to balance and juggle all these things at once.
So what are you studying?
I'm studying finance.
Why did you pick that?
I've always just been a business guy. I loved, like, you know, things with, I love money, man. I love money. I love studying that kind of stuff. So, which is also what kind of took me into CS. I love the economy side of the game and how you have to manage money, and, you know, so it kind of all comes hand in hand and comes around. Okay,
well, have you considered using CS economy in a project or something?
No, but that's actually a good idea. We can see how that goes.
Okay, well, listen, if you do it, I would like to get a screenshot or something. That would be pretty solid.
I got you.
So what we like to ask people normally when we start this show is, how did you get your name? How did you become CoJoMo?
Yeah, so I became CoJoMo. It's pretty simple because of my first, middle, and last name, you know. So my name is Colin Joseph Moore, and so I kind of just took the first 2 letters of each name, and that's how we got it. Pretty simple.
Drop in the government. That's
right. That's right.
I mean, I guess that's some good notoriety. Why not? If people are gonna see you on the Liquipedia page, they're gonna know that shit anyway.
Yeah, I'm always open about who I am and everything about me, so it kind of works out.
Has that always been your gamer tag?
Yeah, for most of my life, because that actually was my nickname growing up. So it kind of, you know, it's just the prophecy. It's the legacy. So yep.
Who gave you that nickname?
I mean, well, I kind of figured it out myself when I was younger, and kind of just rolled ever since. And my siblings have always called me that, and my parents. So I think I actually figured it out.
Did you just wake up one day and say, "I am CoJoMo"?
Yes, I felt the aura come around me, and I assumed the role.
Sometimes, you know, the origin stories just happen like that, and you know, that's always a good one to have when you yourself realize it. But how did you initially realize love for CS?
Oh, it's funny. I wasn't allowed to have a laptop or a PC growing up, and I wanted to play Minecraft so bad. So I got a gaming laptop. I was playing Minecraft. They had a CSGO plugin on one of the servers, and I was absolutely destroying everybody as like a 15, 14-year-old. And these guys are like, "Kojo, why don't you just play the actual game?" And I was like, "There's an actual game? What do you mean?" And since then, I mean, it's history since then, and I've been obsessed since.
That's amazing. You know, we actually had another guest on the show where he's a caster, but he started off doing CS in Roblox.
Yes, yes.
Have you ever
That's funny.
have you played Roblox, or were you just a Minecraft guy?
I was never big into Roblox, so I did touch the CS:GO plugin once or twice though, so that's funny.
So what was it, just an immediate jump from Minecraft to CS and then that was it?
Yeah, I mean, ever since I it kind of was just the game for me. I've touched some other games, but I mean, you can even look at my history on Steam and everything else. I only play CS:GO. I don't play any other games casually or competitively. CS is all I do.
Uh, is is it too much? Like, do you get bored of that? I mean, I know sometimes you got to do something else, right?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it can feel like a job, I'm not gonna lie. And, when you're committing, 50, 60 hours a week, sometimes, you can get a little bored, but no, there's always something I can learn in the game. There's always something I can improve. And being on a team kind of pushes you to, keep grinding, even when it's not easy. Even when it's not fun, you still have to grind and, get through that.
What's it like to have other people rely on you rather than just playing for yourself?
Oh yeah, I mean that's the beauty of the game, and honestly, it can be a lot of stress, especially like as we mentioned earlier, when we're trying to balance college and other responsibilities. It can be stressful because you don't want to let down your brothers, you don't want to let down your teammates. So yeah, it just brings in more stress, but it brings in more of that responsibility aspect, and making sure that you're properly preparing for teams and making sure you're ready for the matches.
So you've played on teams before coming to Davenport,
Mhm.
correct? What's
Yep,
what's the
that's correct.
difference being in a collegiate squad where you're going to spend a lot of time with these people during the day, or maybe even live with them if you're in a dorm together,
Yeah,
versus an online team?
it's 100% the difference is accountability. Teams I've been in the past, there's no accountability because, people can sleep in, people can do all these things without any real consequences. But here, when you're at a university where you're seeing each other in real life, accountability is as high as it can be. And it really leads to a more productive environment. So that is the biggest difference.
What's your favorite teammate?
My favorite teammate. That's a hard one. I don't wanna choose any because they're all my brothers. So I like them all. So I'm
Okay,
not gonna choose one.
no worries.
They're all my brothers.
I'm not gonna make you. But
Yeah.
do you live with any of them in your
Yep.
dorm? Who?
Yep. I have Pug and Switcher with me.
Who has the messiest room out of the everyone in that suite?
Oh, probably Pug. Probably Pug. He doesn't. His room is messy because he has a lot of stuff. It's not like it's that he's not like a dirty person at all. It's just he has so much stuff that it clutters the whole entire room. I'd definitely be second. Switcher, he's behind me. He is a minimalist. He came here with barely anything. His
Is
room.
that switcher's bed behind you?
No. This is my room.
Okay,
We
so I mean,
it,
I think if we're talking minimalism, though, you kind of don't really have much, right? You don't even have a
uh,
cover.
I'm in the trenches out here, man. That's right. I'm in the trenches. That's what happens when you go to a private school, man. I'm in the trenches.
Oh my god! But sorry for cutting you off. You were saying about switcher.
No, I was just saying, yeah, he's very minimalist. It's kind of beautiful because the rest of us we always have a lot of stuff. We have a million items we bring with us. And Switcher, he came here in a backpack, and the school provided him with a PC, and the rest is history.
Did you bring your own PC?
Yeah, so all my setup and all my gear is mine. So
I've seen you play and stream from a different room. I believe maybe your
oh yeah,
girlfriend's.
yep, yeah. So that's actually would be my girlfriend. She's awesome. I set up in her house sometimes. She goes to Indiana University, so I make the trip down there to see her from time to time, and it's awesome.
That's dope, dude. So do you bring the whole PC setup, or do you think at
Yeah,
this point she should just have her own PC setup waiting for you?
yeah, yeah. I mean, she does. She does have a pretty nice PC, but the rest of her specs are a little. Her monitors are a little bad, but yeah. I mean, maybe I should just start using her PC because it's actually better than mine. I always tease her that we should switch because hers is newer and my PC is actually like not the best.
How'd you meet?
We actually went to the same high school, and I was the record breaker, the star for my soccer team, and she was the record breaker and star for her soccer team. So it's kind of just destiny.
I guess you're definitely a sporty guy because I've seen you
Mhm.
on TikTok live balling by yourself.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Always trying to stay active, and it can be a struggle, especially in the winter, but always trying to.
Especially if you're living over in that's in Michigan, right?
Yeah, it's freezing, man. It was a blizzard today, in fact, but yeah.
Does anyone else pull up and challenge you if you're just on the court by yourself?
No, they leave me alone, especially when I got the phone out, talking. No one wants to come near me. I don't know what the issue is.
I think it's, it may be an issue of they don't want to get clowned if you're getting that confident to post on your phone, or they don't want to clown you in front of your followers. Which one do you
No,
think that
no,
is?
no. I actually think it's just they see me out there bowling and they know they don't have what it takes to compete with me. Actually, it was funny. I was working out, just doing some workout off stream, offline in our gym over in the our student athletic center, and one of the basketball guys came up to me and he's like, "Yeah, you wanna 1v1 to work out?" And I was like, sure, and I got absolutely destroyed. It
Okay,
was like
well,
6'6" guy.
that might be some good content where he could
It
just
would have been.
destroy you in basketball and then
Yeah.
you do a 1v1.
Yeah, that one definitely is gonna stay in the draft. I can't have that hurting my image like that.
What is your image if that's gonna hurt it?
I don't know, man. That's true. That's true. I don't lose though. I can't have anyone seeing me lose. We only win out here.
Okay. You can't be vulnerable. That's not allowed, is it?
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. I don't want Team One watching my 1v1 basketballs and seeing I'm beatable like that. We gifted them the win last night, but that was just because we were feeling nice. So
Yeah. Maybe next time you meet up with them, or you should find them on LAN and try and get a basketball game going. Do you think that type of pug would work out?
yeah, I mean maybe. I mean I kind of have some beef with Pesadello. I
Yeah.
was playing at LAN and they were set up in front of us, and he just unplugs all of my keyboard, my mouse, and everything. He unplugs it in the middle of our round, and I was like, bro, like what?
Where the hell did that happen?
At Philadelphia, at the block.
And did no one do anything about that?
Nah, it was an accident.
How
He
was
thought
that
it
an
was his stuff.
accident?
He thought it was his stuff.
He didn't see you on the other end of it?
No, no, the PCs are up top, so he thought that it was plugged into his. And
Ah, okay.
he's pulling on my cord, and also I didn't know what was going on. I just all of a sudden couldn't move in game, and I was like,
I don't know, dude.
yeah.
That could have been calculated.
It could have. Maybe it was.
When I saw you at LAN last weekend,
Mhm.
you were getting pretty fucking animated in between rounds, always with your hands up in the air after a round. Do you trash talk a lot?
Uh, so I'm a little different than other players. I don't really. Some players are really bad about getting personal and bringing things into it, but I do trash talk at LAN, especially because that is what LAN is being confident, and it kind of helps yourself feel better and play better when you got that energy and you're. But honestly, when I'm trash talking, it's more about just the in-game stuff, and I might be yelling like, "What are you doing?" But yeah, it's nothing malicious ever, as some players struggle with. But I like to hype my teammates up. That's my favorite type of LAN yelling. So
Have you
yeah.
ever made one that, or like made a call, do a trash talk that just felt so good for you that's like memorable, or is it all similarly blending the same?
Yeah. I was at Frag Chicago and we were playing a team, and their one of the players' dads is right behind them.
Oh no.
And I was going off. I got like a 4K in the middle of the round. I'm screaming. I'm standing up and I'm still playing, and I'm just yelling. And this dude's face was so red. He was like giving me the death stare. So I started like yelling at him. I was like, so. Oh yeah, that's definitely one of the most memorable moments, and it felt good getting an ace while I was in the middle of
What did you
yelling.
say to the dad?
Nothing bad. I was just letting them know who the best was. So, and the funny thing is, I'm really good friends with the players on the other team too. So it was all fun. But the dad definitely didn't understand who I was, or the fact that we have the history. Because when I'm trash talking stuff, the only time I really get hard into it is when I really know the guys and I really we have that friendship. If it's some random player and stuff, I'm never really gonna go hard on them. So
Do you
yeah.
have one that someone talked trash to you and it stuck with you and totally ruined a game?
Oh, I don't know about that, but I think my first LAN ever was last 2 summers ago in the small frag Philly. I kind of realized how effective that kind of talk can be, because I was playing my first LAN ever. I'm so nervous, and I'm the Awper, so there's like I saved 2 or 3 rounds in a row, and the other team just starts yelling about how I'm doing nothing. I'm losing the game for my team, and it didn't really affect me, but it just made me realize like, wow, if I was less confident, this really would get to me, and I'd start like changing the way I play because of what they're saying. So it's definitely effective.
How did that land end up going?
I think I got third place with a random mix, and like at that time, it was just we had main advanced XP, and there was guys in there with like ECL experience, so it went really well.
So what was the moment where you decided to take your talents to a lane? If that was with a random mix, how did you even go about forming that team?
I've always had a big presence on Twitter and other platforms, so I kind of just let everyone know that I was capable of attending these lands because it's something I've always wanted to go to, but I was planning on doing it during COVID time, but I just couldn't go because there was no land, so kind of just found a mix of guys. It's pretty easy when you already have a platform, so yeah.
And tell me about the beginning of your platform. When did you realize that you
Mm.
want to take CS beyond casually playing it?
Yeah. The beginning of my grind on the platforms was when I actually was an open player and I was playing against these guys that were in intermediate or main, like these low divisions, but they had like hundreds of thousands of subscribers on YouTube. You know, they had a huge base on Twitter, and I would just be shaking. I'd be so scared playing these guys because I'm like, you know, they're these huge guys. They're these, you know, and I realized instead of shaking and doing that thing, why don't I just try to grow my brand and be that person that when I'm playing less experienced players, I have the advantage already because you know I'm already in the back of their head. I'm already in their mind. So that's kind of how it all started.
What did you do to grow your platform?
I pretty much just I I I always have been open about who I am, and I noticed that in the esports scene, especially in the competitive CS:GO scene on the lower tiers, nobody really knows what people look like. And lands help with that, and people update their profile pictures. But I realized that you know I don't know what these people look like. I don't know what their stories are. So I kind of just opened up and was completely transparent about myself, who I am, and you know just making friendships and you know taking advantage of every opportunity I've gotten. So. I think that's how I've started to grow, and that was always my focus.
Do you feel that you have the advantage now in like a random player, even though, you know, it's not major, but 5K is still a pretty decent
Mhm.
following? Do you think that's enough for at least a minor boost?
Oh yeah, like if we're in a cash cup or something, like on ESEA where it's an open qualifier, and we're playing a team that's you know below even advanced teams. Like every playoff match we've had in advance so far, the other team is joining my side and just you know they're trolling, but they're always wanting to talk to me and like try to get in my head. They don't really care about getting in the head of my other teammates. They know that like I'm the guy that has the presence and I'm the guy. So definitely, like I've noticed a huge effect. And when we play open teams and IM teams, they're definitely a lot scarier than usual.
Is it like when you see someone with TTV in their name and you think, oh, I'm going to especially fuck them over,
Yeah,
right?
maybe. Every playoff match we've had this end of the season, I have guys telling me that they're gonna make sure they don't end up in a TikTok video. So maybe they're definitely trying harder, especially when I'm the last alive.
Well, I mean, your TikToks are mostly informational and
Yeah,
motivational, and if
yeah.
anything, it's a clip of you doing bad.
Yeah, literally. And honestly, the reason I started grinding TikTok, this is really recent. This is new. This is within the past 2 months, is because I for some reason started getting the brand as a TikTok player, a TikTok offer. And I was in FPL and I hear this stuff. I was in FPLC, whatever. Like I hear this stuff and I was like, you guys are right. Why don't I do this? You know, I'm not like I'll be exactly who you want me to be. Like that's a great idea. So it's kind of funny. I kind of took a negative and I'm turning it into a positive. So
You've got
I
to
think it's
have
good.
that Zoomer TikTok energy, and you know,
Yeah.
it's a concentration phase or that you made earlier, and one that I saw on a TikTok. But how often does this come up in game?
Oh. Uh that's really a camera face. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's a streamer face. That's a camera face. I when I'm off camera, I feel like I definitely focus a lot more. And it's one thing I've noticed about streaming, especially like streaming FPLC and you know FPL whatever. It's like I actually have a ton of respect for, especially like the mythic guys who stream all of their league matches because you want to entertain your viewers. Like even if you're a 100% competitive person, you're gonna play differently. You're gonna act differently on stream because you want to entertain your viewers. You don't want people to be bored. So I have a ton of respect for those guys because I realize how hard it is.
Do you follow in the same suit? How do you entertain viewers in a match?
I entertain viewers by doing some crazy IRL stuff. Like if I'm gonna die to something stupid in game, like if I'm in a pug and some level two just absolutely destroys me, I'm jumping on that bed. I'm letting it know how good of a shot it was. So always entertaining people, even when I mess up or play bad.
Okay, getting animated. I mean, I've seen you drop the Fortnite dance.
Yeah, we're kind of going away with that, but yeah, when we beat Mythic in ECL, I definitely hit him with the Fortnite dance and uploaded that, and it's all love. It's all love.
Would you
I
be
love
able
it.
to do if you're heading away from that? Would you be able to join me together in maybe one last hurrah of a Fortnite dance?
I can join you in one last hurrah of a default dance. We'll do a
Yeah,
default
that's
dance.
exactly
Yeah,
what I was thinking.
yeah.
All right, all
We'll
right.
do a default dance. Are we
Oh,
doing it now?
absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
You can see it. Oh, my pants. I thought they were actually gonna disappear in my green screen. I don't really know how to do it too well, but I'm gonna give it my best shot. So
All right.
this is all from straight memory. Okay.
Ready? Oh. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm so rusty. I don't even know what I'm doing. But we're just clapping our hands and moving around.
Wow.
Yeah. You can see why we retired it. We're kind of rusty with it, and we didn't find much value out of it. So
That's all good. Hey, whatever. Oh, wow. Now I look extra small for not adjusting the camera.
good one.
Have you ever? I mean, what are some ideas that you may have cooking up in terms of celebrations if the Fortnite dance is out? What do you got? Maybe for the next LAN.
So I don't know about winning. So I always love hugging my teammates and stuff. Like I even made a TikTok video about that. I'm plugging myself, but that for sure. Like always giving love to my teammates. But I've actually recently been doing the Ronaldo C. So we were playing Team 1 yesterday, and I'm jumping around hitting a no scope, and I'm just screaming C. So
Do you get an all chat?
No, you can't talk to the other team, and
Oh, okay.
you can type to him, but you can't talk to him.
No, that's what I meant. Like type to him.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, I've never ever been a player that types to the other team, and being a collegiate team and taking it so seriously, man. Like I'll tell you, one thing NA struggles with is typing to your other team. Man, these people like type some of the most heinous, worst stuff I've ever seen, and it's crazy. And,
I mean, that shit just got out today.
Yeah, so you'd be surprised. I'm not the type of dude to ever use my platform to like cancel, do that, because I don't want that negative connotation associated with me. But man, the amount of like screenshots my team has of people typing to us and stuff is insane. And we try to be the bigger people, and we don't really care. I actually started to mute everybody in every one of my matches because it doesn't affect me, but I just don't even want to be distracted by that kind of stuff.
Does that happen in, I guess, maybe larger tournaments, not where it's just going to be cash cups where anyone can pull up and there's not really maybe like a barrier of entry?
Yeah, it's a huge problem in advance for some reason. A lot of people just don't care. It does not happen as much outside of like 2 or 3 ECL teams, and I don't really feel like calling them out, but it's mostly an advanced below problem that people think they can say whatever they want because they don't have that established name and brand they don't care if it gets ruined. So it's generally a lower tier problem in NA.
I mean, I think it comes down maybe a little bit of lack of accountability where even if someone, destroys me, if you don't have that face connotation, like if nobody knows what you look like, you could just start all over again and it doesn't matter. It's like create another account.
Yeah, for sure. That's exactly what it is. And that's 100%. You're definitely right with that.
So you're in that collegiate, you mentioned it again. What year are you?
I'm a sophomore. I graduate 2025.
God damn, you are so young and you're still pulling this shit off. Oh my, I was gonna ask, like, what do you think of your plans after graduation, but that is very far off.
Yeah, no, our team is very young. CCT actually just released a graphic where our team age is 20.2, which is extremely young for professional high tier teams, and it's something we struggle with when we go to LANs. We don't, or even at online tournaments, we don't have that experience at a high level that people can really teach us. We're kind of like trying to learn things as we go, and it can actually be kind of a negative thing for us because of our youngness and inexperience. Our oldest person on our team is 21.
So how do you grow?
It's a lot for me personally. I like to grow because from external, I'm always asking help from everybody. I'm always asking help from other ECL players, from ECL coaches, from pro coaches, from all these different aspects. So individually, that's how I've been trying to grow and grow as a person and a player. But as a team, we're lucky enough to have a lot of coaches. We have Koi, we have Vyathan. There's some other coaches in the program that mostly help with the other teams, but we have a lot of resources, and it's also important that we go through that. So,
are you a varsity team or a club?
We're varsity, I believe. We're varsity.
Okay, so
Yeah,
like
yeah.
part of the athletics and like fully supported.
Yep. Yep.
Okay,
Exactly. And
how come they
that's the
didn't
thing
fly you
about
out to Philly?
yeah, the
No
I
private
don't
school
want
plane money? What the fuck?
yeah, I don't even want to get into that because it I'm not gonna lie to you, that's extremely frustrating and I don't want to act like everything's like sunshine and roses over here because I was asking the same question. So yeah, I don't know, man.
In a Coach Koi carpool,
Yeah.
how does that look? What's the soundtrack?
Oh my. Koi has probably the worst music taste I've ever seen, but luckily he is very open to playing whatever anyone wants. But when he's trying to stay awake, he is blasting electro like it hurts your ears from how like all these pitches and frequencies are just blasting through the van.
What do you want to put in when it comes to the playlist? What are you trying to add?
So I like many different genres, but one identity I've really trying to been connect to is country, man. I grew up in a small tiny town, so I'm trying to get back into the country and my parents moved down to Alabama, so I kind of have to now, man, right?
What's the team response to that when you put in the request?
They think it's funny. All these guys are from like cities and, bigger metro areas, so they think it's funny that that's what I like and, they laugh, but they don't understand, but they put up with it.
That's good that you're able to stick to your roots. I grew up in a pretty rural town, but it's not like that
Mm,
was a very popular thing. If anything,
yeah.
it was kids from a more suburby area. I'm from New York, so a
Mhm.
lot of kids from Long Island at my school, they would like country music, and it was just so weird. Like, you are the furthest fucking thing from country. Why are you rocking with this?
Yeah, I don't, that's funny. That's interesting.
Okay, well, I'm glad that there's a lot of shared experiences. Is that a fun
Mhm.
time? Is that a bonding experience, or what do you see of it in the moment and looking back at it?
Like our land travel or what aspect?
Just kind of like the team bonding experiences doing that.
Oh yeah, it's great because like especially with like Switcher from Estonia, like there's all these different like backgrounds and a lot of like different ways we can learn and I'm always someone that like loves to learn and loves to get like new looks on life. So it's very cool because like Corn, he's from Chicago, you know what I mean? Very different. I mean he's from Chicago, Specs from Ohio, I'm from Indiana. Like we're all and Pug's from Grand Rapids, Michigan. We're all from the same area outside of the Switcher, but we all came up in very different backgrounds. So it's fun to learn and get a new outlook on life.
Speaking of learning, are you learning any additional languages? Because I would imagine by the
Mhm.
time you fully mature into a real solid talent, you gotta leave NA, right?
Yeah, so luckily my girlfriend is 100% Mexican, so I've kind of had to learn Spanish because her parents don't speak English, so I've kind of had to adapt. I'm nowhere near the level I need to be for that, but definitely the first language I'm going to be learning is Spanish, and hopefully that opens up opportunities for me, Spain, South America, Central American teams. So that's probably the first aspect I'll try to pursue.
Where would you look to head to once you graduate?
Um, so ideally, like and NA kind of doesn't have the most resources and opportunities. You definitely can make it within the domestic scene and make it your career. But honestly, one thing that every high level player and coach has kind of hinted at towards me is that if you really want to grow as a player and make it in the scene, you have to go to Europe and get that European XP or build yourself through that. So I think that when opportunity comes, I think that definitely I'd look for a European team if I was able to.
Is there any team that you specifically have your eye on?
No, not at the moment. Not really. And as I said earlier, like I might even look at some point to join like a Latin team or a Spanish team over in Spain if I'm able to, just to grow my language and just that aspect and connect with new people and new cultures. So I don't know, man. I'm down to live my life and I don't know what the future holds for me, but I'm excited for it.
Would you leave school early if you got an offer?
Yeah, so that's my lookout on my idea for this is I can always come back and graduate, but I may never be this in my prime again. I may never be this young again and able to play on these top level teams and your opportunities. If I got an opportunity that I can't pass up, I think that I would hate myself when I got older that, I didn't go for it and I let it slip by. Because in my mind, I can always graduate, but I'm not always going to be able to have these opportunities within the CSGO field. So
What do you think it would
definitely.
take to get those next level offers?
It's kind of hard here at DU because of it's a good and bad thing because of the commitment we have to have for this team. It kind of takes us off the market for some of these higher level orgs and things like that. But I think we'd have to perform in ECL and show that we can at least play well in ECL before we get any serious offers.
So what's the you're in advance, you won your match last night, right? You're in
Mhm.
playoffs?
Yeah, we're in playoffs. We're the 1 seed. We're trying to get back to ECL.
So what's the next steps for the people who don't really know what ESEA is like?
So right now we're in playoffs of our division, and we're, essentially the team that wins the division gets promoted up to ECL, which is the highest division domestically in NA. From there you can go to Pro League, but that's international. So essentially, if we get promoted up to ECL, that's where we're back to playing like some top 40, top 30 teams in the world, such as MIBR, Team One, Evil Geniuses, and it's back to trying to prove that we can compete with them, and we have a place among those rosters and among teams like that.
What's it like to be the only collegiate team that's gotten to ECL?
Man, it's I'm not gonna lie, it's hard, man. It's hard. There's no path that we can look at. There's nobody that's done it before us, so it's exciting. It's totally exciting because we can always be making history and doing something no one else has ever done. But it's very challenging because we're the first ones to do it, so we have support and we have like this backing, but man, sometimes it can be challenging.
You know, I this is totally out of left field, but how many Hollister shirts do you own?
Probably like 4 or 5.
Because I have in my research. Sorry for like totally taking a turn because it immediately popped in my mind. At LAN, I saw you in a Hollister shirt. While doing research, I saw you in a Hollister shirt. When you took off your hoodie, I saw you in a. Is that another one right now?
No, this is a Calvin Klein
Oh, it's a
shirt.
Calvin Klein. Fuck, I thought I saw that was a bird. Damn. My
Mhm.
research, it failed me.
Yeah, man, sorry. Nope. I think it's just a coincidence. I actually, now that I think about it, I only own like 3 Hollister shirts, so it's just a coincidence. That's funny.
Oh, good. No, that's a journalistic oversight. My bad. So, are you coming back with a vengeance to try and hit ECL again?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I am not accepting anything less than first place in advanced playoffs, and yeah, we have something to prove. So definitely, we all have a chip on our shoulder.
And if you make it back in, I guess how far is the
Mm.
school going to support you? Like, what if you like qualify for something international? Are they going to send you out?
Yeah, so the school's actually, it's been a lot of talk, and we haven't actually really had the chance to see it yet. But essentially, the school's wanting to send us over to Europe and internationally, and if we qualify for tournaments, they would 100% support us. And um, I think the more interesting question is at what point, you know, when we're getting an offer as a team per se, is it not feasible to compete for the school's brand anymore outside of collegiate? Like, at what point would we have to take an offer from, e.g., Liquid, EU, or you know what I mean? So it's like I think that's the thing that we all like think about and ask ourselves.
How far are you willing to stick with Davenport?
Uh, it's a tricky question, and there's no set answer. But if they are able to provide us the backing and support that we need, and give us the opportunities that we desperately need in NA, then we'll go with them pretty far. But we know our worth, we know our value, and we know what we're capable of. So it's exciting. It's exciting for sure.
That's dope, dude. How long has Koi been rocking with you guys?
He came, I want to say, almost a year ago at this point. I think he joined us for the spring semester last year. So I think it's been a year.
What's the difference been since he's joined?
Oh, it's been a huge difference. Like we had 1.5 teams, 2 teams last year, and since he's joined, we expanded our program, and he also just brings in a lot of support staff and a lot of great tools that we can use to further ourselves and become better players.
And is he employed by the school?
Yeah, he's I believe his role is the head CSGO coach. I think that's his role.
That's very cool. But when it comes to collegiate, it may be a surprise since I have devilishly young, handsome looks, but I haven't been in college for a long time. Could you kind of give me the run through of a day in the life of a collegiate CS:GO player?
Yeah, I mean, I wake up every day, go do my classes. I am not a big breakfast person at all, but my thing is always waking up, before 8 or 9. I love being up in the morning so that I can live a full day. Do classes, get all of my homework, everything done. Always lunch, always dinner, and we practice around 7, 8 till 11 or 12 usually. And then on days we have matches, it's actually a little lighter because we just scrim once before our game and then we play. So we're looking at 3 to 4 hours at least a day, and some days we grind really hard, 6 hours of practice. So we're the only program within our school that is allowed to practice over 20 hours actually.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like it, but if you think about traditional sports, like your practices are usually running an hour, 2 hours at most, and it's actually an NCAA guideline that teams can only practice 20 hours outside of competition as a team. So you'll see a lot of like voluntary practices or not mandatory practices, but yeah.
Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing that you have that exception?
It's good if we're competing in ECL. There'd be no world where we'd be in ECL or even advanced playoffs if we could only practice 20 hours a week. So I think it's good for that aspect. But as far as collegiate leagues and teams like that, I don't think that. I think that if you practice 20 hours, it'd be good because most collegiate teams aren't even practicing 10 hours a week. So I think it'd be good standardize things a little bit, I guess.
What's the average hour count that you're getting in practice?
Like weekly?
Yeah.
Like of just practice or just like how much I'm online? Because I also do outside. Like we'll have our team practice, but we'll also have to do individual research. Researching Awpers, researching the other team, watching demos. Doing that kind of stuff. So if you include all these things, and also like when I'm pugging and streaming and playing FPLC, my purpose is also bettering myself and keep myself sharp. So I'd say, like I said earlier, like 50 plus hours a week. When we're traveling to lands and doing stuff like that, our hours definitely take a hit because we're not on the PC as much. But yeah, 50 plus hours a week is standard.
Holy shit. I mean, I guess that's
Mhm.
what important because
Yeah.
you're also trying to make yourself known as
Mhm.
a creator beyond
Yeah.
competition as well. How is that fared for you? How are you feeling that journey's going?
I feel like it's going great. There's days I struggle, and it kind of gives me a purpose to each day. I kind of have the mindset where when I wake up each day, I don't care if I'm depressed. I don't care if I'm feeling the lowest in the world. I'm sick like this. I want to do something to further myself, and if it can't be through competition, why not try to further myself by posting a video, getting more followers, creating something, and doing something productive with my day when I'm feeling the lowest I possibly can. So my mindset is always like improve each day, do something that will better your life each day, and don't expect results overnight. But if you keep doing this slowly and slowly and slowly, you'll make it to the top.
Where did you get this mindset, bro? You feel like a sage of wisdom. And not to say this is like crazy and,
Yeah,
revolutionary, but for a, what, 20-year-old?
yeah.
That's pretty wild for me to imagine myself having that when I was 20.
I don't know where I got it, but it kind of stems from the mindset of I kind of look into the future, whether it be 21, 25, 30. When I'm 30 years old, if I've been grinding something like, say, content wise, if I'm getting 1,000 followers every year, and, that's a low number for something like TikTok. But, if I'm 30 years old, now I have a base that I can, be proud of. So I'm kind of looking at myself in the future and saying, wow, I want to work hard now, and I want to do everything I possibly can now and live these days where I might not be the happiest and I might be sad, whatever, so that when I'm 30 I have something that I can be proud of. So that's kind of the mindset where it comes from, but I don't know who taught me that. I don't
Jesus,
know.
bro. You're making me
Yeah.
rethink my life.
Hmm. Hmm.
I
That's
did
good.
I did not think I would come away with a lesson on my own show.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. but yeah, always do something to better yourself. You know, people sometimes want to just chalk up the day as a horrible day as something they can't improve, but there's always something you can do, even if it's the tiniest thing. You know, you're not going to win every day, but walk away every day with a win, and you know you'll better yourself over the long run.
What does a 25-year-old CoJoMo look like to you?
Oh, 25. I okay, so I actually have like
Welcome to a job interview now.
yeah, I have goals for myself every day, every week, every year. Uh, I really want to pursue CS. So I think 25-year-old me, I want to be competing, you know, within a top 30 team in the world. I want to be playing at the highest level for CSGO. I want to be, you know, building my brand through that. So I think 25-year-old me will be playing, you know, at the highest level on the world stage. And yeah, I mean, being proud of myself. I don't know. It's interesting. Good
I guess
question.
that's everything you could ask for.
Yeah, yeah. And like I said, I have no idea where my life is going, but I know I know what's inside here. I know what's who I am, so I don't care if I look like a failure from the outside as long as I know that my mental and who I am is just as it is now. I'll be fine wherever I'm at in life, so it doesn't really matter to me.
Jesus, you've got an unbreakable will, CoJoMo. That is
Yeah, and
inspiring.
I'll tell you like people some people think I just say this stuff and don't actually, you know, believe it myself, but truly like as far as this mentality and you know way of going about life, it's the same off camera and you know offline. So you know there's definitely aspects of my life I need to be doing way better at, but I'm always trying to be better. So
So we got Pesto in the chat saying we need to protect this kid at all costs. No, Pesto, he's gonna protect us at all
yes.
costs. We don't got to worry about him. He's got to take care of us. And you've actually done that because in your TikToks you have
Yeah,
those lineups, you're
yeah.
educating people, but also you've hit some pretty nice motivational speeches for the
Oh yeah.
kids.
Oh yeah.
Why do you go into that?
Yeah. Okay. Here is the reason I started doing these educational videos and doing these motivational videos. When I first started playing CS, I didn't have that older brother. I didn't have that friend that got me into the game and taught me. All these ECL players and professional players, outside of very few, like someone like a Liege, they don't understand like the value of teaching the people that are the worst at the game. I'm not really as interested in teaching, you know, the high level players. I want to teach those that just downloaded the game. I want to I want to teach people what I wish someone had taught me. I want to give my knowledge to them. You know what I mean? So I get a lot of like players at my level bashing me and saying why are you making these videos? It's the most useless video I've ever seen. And it's like they don't understand that my target audience is those that are just getting into the game because I want to give them the passion that I feel for this game. And maybe one day I'll be you know, I'll have gotten a future pro into the game. So it's definitely my motivation for that.
I mean, I'm thinking at the same time, why would you make videos for your competition? Right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. On the other hand, I do sometimes make some very like it might be basic, but people can use it at a high level too. So I have thought about that. But at the end of the day, if my competition is using it against me, it just forces me to have to think of a way to counter it and better myself. So if my competition is getting better, I'm in return getting better as well. And that's why you should always want to practice against the highest level teams. When we're in advanced, we're always looking to scrim complexity, Furia, EG, like all these teams when they're here in NA because it only betters us. So
And it also makes sense because if they're using your move, who
yeah,
else knows how to counter it
yeah,
besides the very man who made it?
exactly. And if I don't know it, like if I'm teaching something and I don't know how to counter it, well, that just motivates me and it forces me to have to learn how to counter it. So exactly.
Now, I want to take that passion, that drive that you have to motivate some gamers. Oh, I know your throat. Is it okay? Are you good?
Okay, it's okay. We're chilling.
We're okay. All right. So you've given some speeches that give great motivation, and you've given one to even me just a few minutes ago. Now I want to put you in some scenarios where you're going to have the mic, you're going to have the floor, and you'll have maybe a moment to inspire others. Now let's take a look into the future, maybe 5 years of that future CoJoMo. You won your first major. Koi already off the mic because he wanted the interview. Now it's your time to speak.
Dude, I've told you this. I'm horrible with words. I'm bad with words, so I think that I would be pretty speechless. After an accomplishment like that, I don't know, man. Like I think you have to realize all the people that supported you and brought you up to get you to the moment where you're at. Nobody can accomplish these great things without without the support. Even somebody that watched a video sent me a message saying how much they appreciate me, and that kind of thing. So man, all these great moments that these players achieve and all that things, like, people got to realize that it wasn't just a player, it was a whole team and a whole army of people that were up behind them. So I don't know really for myself. I guess we'll see that speech when I get there, man, but I know it'll be something, thanking all the people that built me up to give me that opportunity.
Okay, we've got another one. Years after graduation, Davenport invites you back to give a speech on the importance of the esports program. What are you going to tell the young gamers looking forward to trying to pave their way in collegiate esports?
I think if I had to give them any message, I'd tell them to fall forward. Like, everyone in life is going to tell you to fall back on something, but if you truly believe in yourself and you truly love what you're doing and are passionate about what you're doing, fall forward. Like, don't be afraid to fail. There's going to be times in your life where you're at your lowest point, you've hit a wall, but if you give up, then what was the point? And also, like, your failures of the past are what built you up to be where you're at now. And as you fail now, you're only going to learn, you're only going to get better. So I think that's what I would tell people, because it can be, especially especially during winter time and that kind of thing, it can be pretty depressing around a college campus with finals and everything, but don't be afraid to fail. You're going to fail in life.
Oh my God. You keep just coming in and making me feel excited every time. Why am I so motivated by a 20-year-old? This is pissing me off, bro. Oh my God. CoJoMo, you pulled up to Late Night with Los. Though you're soft-spoken, the words had such a great impact on me, and they're going to motivate me to continue forward. But I got one last question for you. Where can the folks at home find you?
Yeah, the folks at home can find me on TikTok, CoJoMo, CoJoMo CS. You can find me on TikTok, on YouTube, same thing, CoJoMo CS. And then go ahead and follow me on Twitter for all my updates for my matches, all my live stuff. It's C0J0M0. Find me on those platforms. Go support me. Shoot me a message. I'm always open. So, yeah, thank you guys.
Fantastic. No, thank you, CoJoMo. Thank you for joining us here on Late Night with Los. My mom, she wishes you feel better. Pesto the boy just followed you on TikTok. So thank you so much for joining us here on Late Night with Los. Oh God, this suit is so restrictive. We're gonna send this one off to a raid.